Okay, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have Liquid.HerO in the top right-hand corner of Tal'Darim. He is spawning as our red Protoss player, and his opponent down here at the bottom right, that is ReIGN.Inori. He is our blue Protoss player. The map is again Tal'Darim, where both these players have shown that they don't necessarily have to go 4-gate versus 4-gate every time.
And in case you're still confused about what you're watching, this is again the IGNProLeague Team Arena Challenge. It's 8 invited teams playing in a double elimination style tournament. Every single match is a best-of-9 all-kill format. So the way Inori and HerO were selected to play this first game, they are actually picked blind by their teams. So we said just a moment ago, Inori is very good at PvP. HerO obviously is extremely good. He just won a tournament at DreamHack not too long ago, and then got second place at NASL finals. So HerO, perhaps their strongest player, one of the strongest for sure. A great choice to send out first, depending on, you know, you don't know the matchup that he's going to get.
You don't know the matchup, but you do know the map, and HerO has played exceptionally well on Tal'Darim lately, so no real surprise out of them. But of course they are leading off with a bit of an ace, in a little bit of contrast to what they did last time. Looks like Gateway's coming down at the same time for both players now, and you know, Inori has been incredibly impressing me lately, but both these teams have very deep lineups, and it's going to be fun to watch this develop as, you know, both teams still have Koreans in the chamber, with Xenio for Liquid and with Artist for ReIGN as well.
Yeah, Xenio is a little bit of a wild card, I think, in this Team Arena Challenge, just because I personally haven't seen him play a whole lot recently.
Right.
He's kind of gone back to the shadows, if you will, but I'm sure Liquid is looking for a chance to be able to showcase him, and maybe Team Arena Challenge will be the place to do it. But I know that ReIGN, Inori, Artist, Spades, all those guys have been playing in the Play Him dailies quite a lot. So if you're looking for some more information about those players, maybe Inori or Artist or Spades particularly impress you in this Team Arena Challenge, something like that, you can check out those Play Him dailies. And I know that even more players, Losira even from Incredible Miracle, is now playing in those Play Him dailies. Yeah. So they are attracting a ton of attention. They are run every single day.
Someone had to stop Artist from making so much money off of them, honestly. Because
Artist
wasn't just supplementing his income. It was probably his primary income with as many Play Him dailies as he was actually winning. He was winning several $100s a week just off of taking these daily tournaments. And he has been practicing extremely diligently in the ReIGN houses. I get the pleasure of every once in a while going over there and watching them practice.
Yep, and so far in this game, not a whole lot to write home about just yet. Both players getting out their first Stalker now. It looks like some scouting is going on from each player. Inori is going to come in here, take a look, and see that everything is basically right on par with his own structures. If he gets all the way back around to the side there, he'll still see the additional 2 gates. Actually, both players putting up an additional 2 gates to get up to 3. Curious if they're both going to stay at 3 or what tech is going to come next out of either player.
Yeah, they were both on just one Vespian Geyser for a long time, and I just saw the 4th gate come down now for HerO, and he is going to go off of that very, very offensive 4-gate build with just 1 gas. And Inori looks like he's falling back to basically what we were talking about before. Still has some Chrono Boost left over, and he'll let that accumulate for a little while as he will actually just sit there and produce a lot of units out of his gateways before Warp Gate hits, and that's his way of actually defending against the 4-gate.
And it looks like Inori did get the jump on HerO, just a couple of extra hits before HerO realized what was going on, so that Stalker did try to run away. I'm not sure if he's actually going to snag the kill. There he does, and now the Zealot is basically all but dead. He can just kite this the entire rest of the way and let that Stalker take those free hits. If he keeps that Zealot just on course back to the main base, he should be just fine. And there it goes. So two quick kills for Inori can actually very drastically alter the pace of this game.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like HerO was actually saving up for a Warpin' cycle once this pylon finished up, but Inori is going to have quite a few units there. We do have a probe inside of the main, 4 Stalkers warping back at home for HerO as Inori does add his 2nd gate. And this is exactly the build that I was referring to beforehand, as right now Inori carries an economic advantage by a couple of workers now, and because he has that 2nd gas down, it's going to allow him to flexibility to move into Robo when his opponent has to utilize these 4 warp gates as much as possible and has had the investment put into them, really.
All right, Inori actually looking very good already with that free Stalker, Zealot, and now Pylon kill. Working off of just 3 gateways, he will be able to, you know, continue supplementing, and there we see a big round of Stalkers moving out now for Inori, as well as getting that robotics facility up like you mentioned. Twilight Council going up now for HerO. I think it's interesting to note neither player has gone for that Forge yet. You can't really afford to start working on upgrades just yet until you've had a major encounter, really. So we'll see if they're going to continue to shark around these Xel'Naga towers, or if one player is going to choose to be aggressive and move in here soon.
Well, we've already gone longer than the vast majority of PvPs on Tal'Darim Altar as it stands, so this is the closest you'll get to a macro game here in the PvP matchup. But looks like Inori is about to finish up that Robo, and he'll be able to make a pretty powerful attack. However, though, HerO does have his Blink on the way. Now, if Inori's able to get up a couple of Immortals, it's really going to put an end to those Blink Stalkers, and it looks like he does have the money required for that. Actually, looks like, yep, there it is. So, and being chrono boosted out at the same time. So Inori's going to play, not passively, but a little bit defensively here for a second as HerO starts to move out.
I've noticed that HerO has entirely stopped building probes. He is going to go straight on for this attack here. It looks like Inori is taking some shots on this scouting Zealot, but he does have 6 Stalkers at the top of the ramp there to be able to ward those away for the time being. Is that a pylon being built by, yes it is, by HerO off to the right side there, so he'll be able to continue some warp-ins from the middle of the map instead of back at home.
And it looks like that's going to time nicely with another cycle of warp-ins and Blink actually being finished at the same time, so he'll be able to make a pretty powerful attack. Inori already has Immortal #1 sitting there with an Observer overhead, so he's got a pretty powerful anti-Blink Stalker army ready, especially as this is the version of the map where you cannot utilize this little corridor for blinking. So Inori just needs to play passively for a little bit, and he'll be able to mount a pretty good defense. If HerO attacks before the second Immortal comes out, though, he could do a lot of damage.
He's going to have to hit that perfect timing. He's sending in the probe first. It, of course, gets nuked down. A couple of force fields go down for Inori. I notice HerO doesn't have any sentries in tow, so all the positional advantage should go to Inori in this fight, notwithstanding Blink, of course. He could just blink all over the place, but again, you have to be careful, because if you do a big blink in and then the force fields hit behind you, it can still be tricky to try and escape against those Immortals just slamming you down. So now a Twilight Council is coming up for Inori. I'm not sure if he's going to be going for Blink as well. I assume so, but we'll see if he continues to stand his ground here. The longer he waits, I think the more the scale tips into Inori's favor.
Inori does have a big supply advantage, but he is unfortunately supply blocked and waiting for another pylon to finish up, so HerO does have the ability to equalize army here in a second and jump right in as soon as these Zealots finish up before Inori. Oh, there comes Inori's warping as well. It looks like we're just waiting for that one big engagement, but Inori does have a very good spread on his units, and he is watching this entire choke point here.
I like that move by HerO, sending in one Zealot to focus all the Immortal fire, but the Blinks were not effective there. The force fields were pretty good there, and Inori, I don't think, even lost a unit in that tiny little engagement there.
So I don't believe.
Again, tipping the scales a little bit, so HerO needs to make something happen here very soon. Blink is back off of cooldown. He's got his sentries in tow as well, so he can drop some offensive force fields of his own. The Immortals taking some free shots on those Stalkers as they dance in and out. One Immortal does get pinned a little bit, but he is going to manage to escape, and Inori does have 3 of them total on the field now, while HerO is building a Nexus back at home. Still hasn't made probes in quite a while, so we'll see if he's even going to be able to survive long enough to make use of it.
And Inori was thinking about pushing out there for a second, or at least trying to be a little bit more aggressive and start to kill some units. Now, of course, as soon as his Blink finishes up, he will have surpassed his opponent's attack, as he does have those Immortals that you mentioned beforehand. Now, he will start to fall behind on economy once this Nexus is finished, but there's going to be a really nice timing for Inori to just outright break this contain and then try and move up before that the economy at that next Nexus is realized.
A Warp Prism coming out now for Inori. That could be very, very difficult for HerO to deal with while all of his forces are here at home. Inori could sneak something in to the back, but here we go. We actually have some action now. Zealots moving forward while the Immortals are getting some shots off, but it looks like those force fields are going to prevent them from squeezing through, and HerO does clean up all of those Zealots, equalizing just a little bit, but Inori still at a major supply advantage. Big blink forward by Inori. HerO, big blink back. Sentry's getting taken down very quickly, so Inori, the only one left with any sentry, is just going to be a blink battle, probably all the way across the map, and Nori realizes he has the advantage. He is going to keep up pursuit and send that Warp Prism off to the right side, so while Hero is focused on keeping these Blink Stalkers alive, I'm not sure he's going to have anything at home prepared to deal with any Warp Prism shenanigans. There's an Immortal coming out. That could be his only defense if that Warp Prism is fast enough.
Yeah, and it looks like that Immortal is going to be finished relatively quickly. It is being chrono boosted at the moment, so it'll pop out momentarily here. But I will say Inori has done a very good job of keeping most of his Immortals alive. He still has 3 of them in tow here, and this very powerful army is moving out. And it looks like Inori loses the Warp Prism, but he was actually going to town on Hero's units that entire time, blinking up onto the high ground to try and take out this Immortal. The Immortal is going to fall. Yes, it does, and Hero is down to just a handful of Blink Stalkers.
And it looks like Inori's just going to cruise through here. Those 3 Immortals still looking in good shape. Hero working off of those 4 gateways, but still just does not have the same economy numbers, and is now 30 supply down in total. Those Immortals just taking free shots on that Zealot before he can even reach the front line. And I think that blink there earlier up onto the high ground was very, very, very beneficial for Inori. The Nexus goes down in no time at all. All these probes are going to get hacked to pieces by the Zealots. More reinforcements arrive, 4 more Stalkers, and Hero just does not have the economy to continue these warp ends. You can see his income just trickling in.
Oh, he's making his last stand right now, but I think the Immortals are going to prove to be just too powerful for Hero to hold. And there's the GG, and yes, indeed, Inori is taking game number 1 for Team ReIGN.
Congratulations to ReIGN for taking a quick lead there.
Definitely, very nice job. So they carry the 1-0 advantage, and Hero is out of the picture.